Oh look, another indie game using my nostalgia for 3D platformers to sell itself. I'm tired of this, you know what? Take it, I've seen enough, give me 12 copies. This is Ruffy and the Riverside, a 3D platformer that's honestly quite different from its counterparts. I love this genre as much as the next 90s kid, but a lot of these games are predictable, often being carbon copies of Banjo-Kazooie or Mario 64. This is not the case for Ruffy and the Riverside, as even though it takes some inspiration from those classics, I mean, how could you not? It's a unique experience designed around a gameplay hook that feels wholly original. Our bear protagonist Ruffy has a power called Swap, allowing him to swap textures, art, and symbols to change the environment around him. People in his village hire him to swap their canvases with new paintings, because God forbid they learn how to paint a forest themselves. But then, destiny calls, and he's sent on a quest to do more important things with this power, like turning stone to wood or water to lava. Now, it's one thing to introduce a new concept, but the real challenge is keeping it interesting for the entire game, and that's exactly what Ruffy does. The puzzles start simple, like turning a stone wall into wood to break through it, or changing off symbols to on symbols on a machine. Yes, this power defies all logic, and I love it for that. Later on, these puzzles get more complex, even playing with the weight of each element, like stone being heavier than metal and metal being heavier than wood. I wish there were more like these, but they're extremely clever nonetheless. Swapping is what you'll be doing most in Ruffy and the Riverside, a lot more than collecting items and punching enemies, and it's all the better for it. It was always exciting to enter a new area to see what swapping challenges awaited me. Some of my favorites are 2D sections baked into a wall Mario Odyssey style, only I couldn't complete them without swapping the correct elements into the wall, like turning awake enemies into sleeping ones, or the classic water to lava trick. You'll find these puzzles in the game's sprawling world, with smaller areas opening up as you progress through the story. Some of these micro-challenges won't be understood until you talk to the right NPC who will give you the rundown. One asks you to find these little creatures called Itoi, and another asks you to clear some ponds of sharks. This game really hates fish. The swapping ability is easily the best part of Ruffy and the Riverside, but it does have collectathon elements as well, though I don't consider them the main focus of the game. Most puzzles and challenges reward you with a type of item, like one of those fluffy dudes, a butterfly, or a dream stone. You'll give these collectibles back to the NPCs who asked for them in exchange for a special reward once they're all found. Truthfully, the only collectible quest I completed was the shark one. Jeez, they're an endangered species, you know. This rewarded me with a special mineral that provided a tragic backstory on the villain Groll, a malevolent being hell-bent on destroying the world. Now, Ruffy is not a story-focused game, but I was surprised at how much I cared about some of the characters and ultimately the fate of this world. There were some actual stakes here, and I felt that during the final hours. Though I wouldn't say every principal character has a huge amount of depth or anything, I could tell they endured some personal growth throughout the journey, while still maintaining that youthful spunk they had since the beginning. I think it helps that they all look great in their hand-drawn art style. Yes, hand-drawn. In a 3D game, no less. I even rotated the camera around Ruffy to see how many angles of him they animated. It's really impressive. The visuals are reminiscent of the Nintendo 64 era, but the added touch of hand-drawn 2D characters makes it stand out. Oh, and that soundtrack? Total banger. I don't know what they're saying, but I'm loving it. While we're on the topic of presentation, let's talk about performance on Switch 2. For one, Ruffy doesn't have a dedicated Switch 2 version, and it appears to be running at a Switch 1 frame rate of 30 FPS. What's strange though is that some of the cutscenes appear to be running at 60, so what's the big idea? Why can't I play the game at 60 as well? I haven't tested it on Switch 1 to see if it runs any worse, but hopefully there will be an update to get it looking and performing better on Switch 2. The devs assured me that a patch is on the way to fix bugs and offer more rewards for the collectibles, so that's nice. Going back to collectibles for a bit, the most common ones are coins, and they don't feel that valuable. You can only buy heart containers, solutions to a few puzzles, and different colored hoods that can be upgraded with a slot machine to increase hearts and stamina. While these are cool, I never found them totally useful, as the game isn't combat heavy, and hearts and stamina replenish anyway. Okay, I'll appreciate a bigger stamina bar, but that's it. Other than that, I don't have much negative to say about Ruffy and the Riverside. This game is a love letter to those classic 3D platformers while also feeling completely new thanks to the swap ability, and I have to give it credit for that. To create something so original and so familiar is a daunting task, one that the developers at Zocrates Laboratories accomplished. Is it Zocrates or Zocrates? I don't know. While I wish some of the collectibles were more interesting, Ruffy rolls to victory with his swap ability for some of the most unique puzzles I've seen in gaming. I'm happy to give Ruffy and the Riverside a 9 out of 10. I wonder if I can use the swap ability on my Switch too. Let's find out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my review of Ruffy and the Riverside on Switch 2. If you have any more questions about the game, feel free to shoot them in the comments below. And I gotta thank my beautiful Ferris Wheel members for supporting me and my channel. If you want to become a member to get early access to some of my uploads, then be sure to click that join button down below. But until next time, stay rough.